So much, sir, for coming over. So, without much ado, I would like to quickly introduce, very briefly, the eminent speaker for today's lecture. So, Dr. Samir Kumar Pal, he is currently senior professor at the SNN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, which is based in Kolkata. So, after obtaining PhD in physics from ISC, as you all know, Indian Association for Cultivation of Science, very prominent research center of India. So, started his PhD from there in the year 2000, and immediately after that, he moved over to California Institute of Technology, where he worked with Nobel laureate Professor Emmett Joel, who won the Nobel Prize in 1999 in chemistry. So, well, Sir has many achievements to his credit. I will just read out a few of them. He is elected fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering. He was elected in 2020. The NASI Reliance Industries Platinum Jubilee Award for Application-Oriented Innovations in Physical Science. That was in 2020 from the National Academy of Sciences. The Abdul Kalam Technology Innovation National Fellowship in the year 2018 from again Indian National Academy of Engineering. The Nina Saxena Excellence in Technology Award in 2019 from IIT Kharagpur. The P.K. Bose Memorial Award in 2016 from the Indian Chemical Society. UK India Education and Research Initiative Award, that was in 2007. He is a member of the core committee of Electrical, Electronics and Computer Engineering since 2021. Chairman of the Expert Committee of Global Innovation and Technology Alliance, that's called GITA. Member of the Governing Council, Indian National Academy of Engineering. So, one of his researches is basically focused on ultra-fast spectroscopy of molecules and materials for potential applications in environment, energy, and health. He has co-authored more than about, you won't believe it, it's more than about 370 publications. 7 books. He has given over 330 invited presentations across the globe and has well over 13,500 citations to his publications. And his publications, I've shared the link to go through, these are in very high impact journals. He has a personality index of 57 and an item index of almost 228. And I'm sure all of you know what is H index and item index. He is also a co-inventor for more than 40 patents. 6 of his developed technologies have been transferred to the industry, and the products are in the market. Till date, 39 PhDs completed, and 11 under his guidance at the moment. And he's a visiting professor in very reputed institutions across the globe, including Caltech, California Institute of Technology in the US, TU Brunswick in Germany, University Aarhus in Denmark, Durham University in the UK, University of Leiden in the Netherlands, amongst others. Well, another introduction I'll give to Sir is that, he is my, as a friend, philosopher, and guide, my mentor. I have learned a lot of research from him. I have learned how to write good publications from him. I have spent months in his research lab in Kolkata when I was working in the Asian Institute of Technology. And honestly, to tell you all, I think the papers I co-authored with Sir are the best papers that I had. They're very, very good journals. Thank you so much, Sir, personally for that. And today we'll be speaking on optical spectroscopy in nanohybrids, area of hope for emerging cross-disciplinary research in healthcare. So before he starts, I would like to request our Vice Chancellor, Sir, to kindly felicitate him with a memento. Thank you so much. Now I'll hand over the mic to Professor Park.
Or Paula?
Right.
Yeah, because I cannot stand in a particular place.
Always highly energetic.
Okay, so let's start somewhere.
Sorry, sir, because
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know this cultural events of the students.
No problem. I think that you can make it. So let's test that whether they are I am audible to them or not. Good afternoon, everybody. No, 50%. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, 100%. That's good. So that means it's audible. So Sundaram is audible. So let me. Why I am saying that each and every word that I will tell should be audible to everybody. There is a particular reason for that. You will understand, and that's why I will assure you, maybe during my talk, that it is going to you or not. Of course, if it goes, you may have full right to take it out from another year, but at least you should listen. Is it clear to everybody? Yes, sir. Is it clear to everybody? Yes, sir. I think that's good. Okay, so I will try to clear a few confusions that will come to my topic, to my words and something like that. But what was the most confusing stuff is my institute. You see, I'm from S.N. Bose National Center for Basic Sciences. It is written over there. And what is the confusion? That not only in India, not only in abroad, even in India, when I go to somewhere and talk, I'm from S.N. Bose National Center for Basic Sciences. People there know like vertically and say, "Oh, you are from Bose Institute." Then I had to note my head like that way. No, I am from S.N. Bose National Center. So why this is confusion? There are several reasons to be confused. When your aeroplane lands to our airport, that is Netaji Subhas Bose Airport, if you move a little bit, you will get J.C. Bose Center. If you move a little bit more, you will get S.N. Bose. If you move a little bit more, you will get Jyoti Bose, writers building. Then our, governor is also Bose, Bashu. So there is Bose everywhere. So which Bose is the real Bose or Bose of our concern? That is really confusing. So that was this point. I am feeling that it has to be clear. So you see, that was the picture of chain of galaxy. One time, you can see Professor J.C. Bose. Professor J.C. Bose discovered many things. He discovered radio, and after 100 years, APS, American Physical Society, said it is not the G. Marconi, it is the J.C. Bose who discovered the radio. So and then they put a apology and something like that. But this is like a Professor J.C. Bose, and Bose Institute is named after him. Although he was from physics, but he is the father of biophysics in India. And he had a very good friendship with Professor APC, Acharya Prafulla Chandra Ray, who is the first entrepreneur in our country and made Bengal Chemicals, like a first, pharmaceutical companies in India, and he was the founder, director of that. So that was this. But Professor J.C. Bose is famous for one of his discovery that was very, very interesting. He discovered life in plants. And why is game-changing discovery? Because all the vegetarians become very, very unhappy after his discovery. Because vegetarians thought that while they are eating, they are not killing any person. But he said plants are also having life. So that means whenever they are eating, they are killing person. So that discovery is very important for me, Professor J.C. Bose. Why is S.N. Bose? S.N. Bose is here. You see, Professor S.N. Bose is sitting next to Professor APC. He was a student of APC and student of Professor J.C. Bose. And not a smart student like you. You are sitting like that. But he is sitting like this, standing like that. So that is very polite student, not a smart student like you. Yeah? So that was there. And this is S.N. Bose. And so, S.N. Bose is famous for Bose-Einstein condensation. So when he says theoretical physicists, people thought, but he also did lots of experiments. So that was also, don't forget. So although S.N. Bose Institute or S.N. Bose National Center is 30 years old, but S.N. Bose is 125 years old in 2018. So that was there. We made his birth centenary, something like that. Now coming to my topic, like we are working on cross-disciplinary area. So there, it is not an interdisciplinary. Why? What is the difference between interdisciplinary and cross-disciplinary? When two disciplines does touches, and you have the luxury to say to physics community that I am chemist, and chemistry community that I am physicist. So that was called interdisciplinary. In safe, nobody can catch it. But cross-disciplinary means that you have to work, a physics people will work on chemistry, and chemistry people will work on physics and make something for the useful for the society. That is called cross-disciplinary. So that we are working. And whatever we are working, today I will talk on this application domain is healthcare and energy and environment. So that was our area, application domain. And whatever research we are doing, small research, is the nanoscience, technology, spectroscopy. So that was there, our research. I will just talk about something about this. This is my group, always like a 15 PhD students, 6, 7 postdoc, and collaboration across the world. So that was my strength of my group, always there. So particularly that day, what happened, I was talking to Sir Dr. Sharma, that we discovered a machine. That machine will able to tell authenticity of tea, like a Darjeeling tea. So if it is Darjeeling tea, from where, which garden is making that tea, so that will tell. Not only that, which GI the garden is having, that will tell, and how far the garden is from the Nepal border, because cross-border infringement is a problem in tea, so that will tell. So that was we discovered and we delivered to NTRF. So that was this. That's why we are having a all logo, and this is the logo of my group. So this picture was taken few years back. This is few years back. This is few years back. Since I made this thing to be opaque in such a way that it looks very old, but it's not very old. So that was there. So students are changing. Somebody is becoming fat, not maintaining diet. Somebody is becoming thin, maintaining the diet, something like that. But what is unchanged and time independent is their expertise. You take a look, their expertise, they're from physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, medical doctors. He's a heart specialist, surgeon, and he's a pediatric doctor. So that all doing PhD with me. And they are top 2% always. That I always say, top 2% means that if there is a fellow from doctor, they are ICMR fellow. If this is engineer, there is from CSIR fellow, so and so forth, something like that. So whatever my group is doing with the beautiful student strength, we are only working on the key molecular time scale. What is the key molecular time scale? That if you consider the dance molecular time scale, or how the molecules are dancing in real time, so that we are seeing in colloquial language. And why the molecular dance is important, that few years back, Professor Richard Feynman said in 1964 that whatever living beings doing, that can be understood in the jiggling, wigglings of motions of the atom. So atomic motion will dictate whether a molecule will be live or not. So that was the physics people, and physics people can talk anything, and there is a there's a lots of pagla kind of pieces loitering here and there, so they do not have any belief on that. So my student said that while he will take a quote from Professor Feynman, take the quote from other scientists. So I decided to take another scientist who is none other than my teacher, Professor Ahmed Zuhail. So Professor Ahmed Zuhail said that dance is very, very important, dance is very, very important, but that was not a solo dance that somebody is dancing like this. It has to be a concerted dance that one atom is dancing in concertation with other atoms. Like whatever rate is happening, so that is the concerted dance that was very, very important. One atom is dancing in concertation with the other atom, not like a solo dance that was happening in the background last time. And one example that he usually used to quote us is a oxygen molecule. Oxygen is a diatomic molecule. Whenever their spin is in triplet state, then this is a beautiful molecule in the world. All the people are breathing and all the people are living because of the oxygen, because of that. You flip one of the spin of the atom, then it will become singlet oxygen. Singlet oxygen is something is very dangerous. It will kill everything under the water. So that was this problem. So that was like a mutual understanding or mutual consortium will make a good molecule versus a bad molecule, something like that. So we are working in 4 different areas. So whatever written in red, so that was called science, and blue is the deliverable, like a molecular recognition, allosteric interactions, and photophysics of these nanomaterials. I'll be talking something, biomimetics. So 3 fields particularly we are working in order to become first in the world. Like whatever Caltech, MIT is publishing, we are also publishing over there and showing that although we are from India, we can make some impact to the science. So that was there. And one field is particularly very important and very close to my heart is like a development of the instruments. So which instrument is not there in the market, we are making. But H index, I10 index is not our issue. So if a village doctor is using our instrument and saving one life, then we are saying that we are doing something. So that is our aim. So this picture is taken recently new because people can say that what is going on. So this was taken just before the lockdown, and you can see that people are working in my group like in a lockdown period. So this is few publications only from my group, few patent which has an industrial appeal. And why they are so productive? Because I was talking to Arnav while we are coming that my lab doesn't close. Because it doesn't open because it doesn't close. It is working always 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. And in the midnight, you can call any student in my lab. Either somebody will answer. If it is not, then it's some disaster is happening. There we do meeting with me. So always that we have to do like that. So nanotechnology, I do not want to say because my student Nandan is there, and where there is a Sunandan, you see lots of positivity. So I was recalling and I was discussing with him, Sunandan, that I can still remember that I was Sunday morning I was coming, and Sunandan with Indrani and little kids, they are loitering in the Sunday morning, because they were giving some family time, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, and Sunandan would be going to my lab to work, because that was Sunandan. And we work together, we produce lots of paper, and you can see over there. So nanotechnology, I'm not coming, so everybody knows the story, that this is particularly the ability to work with the atoms is called nanotechnology. Which is less known, that I want to tell you, is called nanomedicine. What is called nanomedicine? And I have a pharmaceutical students, they did MD and DM that they are doing with the pharmacology, and some of them is working with the lithium, because lithium therapy is particularly very important for bipolar disorder. But if you increase the lithium in the body, then the problem is that lethal diarrhea will happen, and then the subject will become dead. And if you decrease the lithium, then they will become uncontrolled, so they can cut the throat also. So that was how to do that by using nanotechnology. So particularly we are working on that. So nanomedicine particularly is not coined by Professor Feynman, but Professor Feynman written something that that this is Professor Gibbs particularly was making a jokes to Professor Feynman, that your micro machine one day can go to our blood and do the surgery and can come over there, and that was called the nanomedicine. It's called swallow a doctor. You can swallow a doctor one day. So that was this Gibbs coined the term. It's called nanomedicine. So we are working on nanohybrid, and the concept of the nanohybrid particularly is not very new, it's very old. As you are familiar with some of the Bengali poetry, particularly the Sukumar Ray. Sukumar Ray is the father of Professor Satyajit Ray, famous film director. So he wanted to make hybrid elephant and the whale. Of course, in literature. And so what he said, that if somebody attempt to hybrid elephant and the whale, what will happen? That some whale kind of structure will come. So this is the elephant, this is the whale. And then this will be a big bungle. Bungle means this will be mess. That whale wanted to go to water, and Ellie wanted to go to jungle. So that would be a problem. So in other words, that if you want to make elephant and the whale together, you can make something very, very new. So that property, like an elephant has to sacrifice its property and whale has to sacrifice its property, and new property will be generated. So in the nano domain also, we are doing like that. So whoever is expert in nanoparticle, they will know that it itself, nanoparticle is not much useful unless and until you cap it. So while you cap it, then new property will come, because this part is the organic part, this part is the inorganic part. As a result, you will get a hybrid of organic, inorganic kind of stuff. And what is the role of this organic part of the nanoparticle? Because this part will be used to increase the bioavailability. Like you see that this part is being recognized by some of the receptor and going to the cell. So that was this idea. And as a result, it will go to the cell. So if somebody wanted to do with this nano particle, somebody has to be really careful. So this is the Nature paper came recently. They said that if you do not control the size and the charge simultaneously on a nanoparticle, that will be extremely toxic. So this region is extremely toxic region, while this region is very good region and useful for the nanomedicine. So I want to tell you that if you use a very good instrument like a TEM, transmission electron microscope, you will get information about the inorganic nanomaterial. If you use the FTIR, you will get the organic material. But ultra-fast spectroscopy or the optical spectroscopy that we are doing, that will give you the property of the LUL, elephant and the OL simultaneously, and that was particularly very important. And I will just confirm you that whatever we are doing. So let's say that we are just making a nanomedicine for the liver disease. So why liver disease is very important? There was a recent study in UK. They said that with the advantage of technology, the prevalence of the diseases is declining, except one disease called liver disease. And in the audience, I can tell you that most, not the young living apart, who is crossing 50, they are either or other way suffering from liver disease. Sometimes this is becoming unchecked, and that was really very, very problem. And sudden death syndrome, like nothing happened and suddenly people are becoming died. So it happens because of the liver. And this is the statistics, or not my statistics, statistics by WHO, that somebody has to be really careful about this stuff. And India is suffering from liver disease like any other countries like this. So it is very, very alarming at WHO. Somebody has to be really careful about the food and also lifestyle management, because it will affect this kind of stuff. So we started working on MN. So MN particularly is called manganese. And why manganese? Because manganese is a nutritional element, particularly for the female subject, whoever woman is there, they have to be very careful about this MN nutrition, because if MN is not properly given to woman subject, then whatever happen, they will have the thyroid problem, and thyroid problem will bring the complication in the pregnancy and all the gynecological problem. So it was clearly written, and it also having the hepatic problem, like it can create this disease. So this is the stuff, because and body knows how to handle the MN. So that was another good point. So we studied this. We have long history. I'm not going to the details of this. That we can change the ligand across the Mn3O4 nanoparticle, and we can create a different optical property. And to make long story short, because all the people will become bored, that we can make a multicolor, because if you excite UV, you will get the blue color. If you excite blue, you will get this green color, so on and so forth. And ultra-fast spectroscopy, you see that this is the two kind of relaxation. It is happening LMCT and DD transitions. I'm not going to the details on that. But as a result, what you can make with this, you can make the medicine for the hyperbilirubinemia. So hyperbilirubinemia is normally known as jaundice. And why the jaundice is so important? Because if you have the higher bilirubin, then in our body, this is called jaundice condition, then bilirubin has the property to cross the blood-brain barrier. So it can cross the blood-brain barrier, and if it goes to the brain, in 3 or 4 hours, it will collapse the brain activity. It is called cardiac arrest, and people will become dead. So that was very, very problem. Particularly for this pregnant woman, the bilirubin has the capacity to cross the fetal barrier, and it can go to the baby, and baby will come with the jaundice. So that was really a problem. And most of the cases, baby died because of the this stuff, because in babies, blood-brain barrier, it will go to the brain and can collapse this stuff. So we thought that can we do something on this stuff, and then we collaborated with the PG Hospital, one of the biggest hospital in the eastern region. So we collaborated with that, and what happened that we have taken blood from 12 hyperbilirubinemia patients, and we injected our nanomedicine, and you know that total bilirubin level reduced to normal level immediately in 2.5 hours. Bilirubin level reduced, and but the problem is without affecting any blood parameter. I'm not going to the details, but if somebody has a question, I'll be able to answer. So without affecting any blood parameter, and it's not toxic at all. So that was there, but all of the 12 patients were died because of the cardiac arrest, because we couldn't put there inside their body. We didn't have any ethical permission. We did it ex in vitro, but we were very happy that medicine is working. So that was done, I think, 7 or 8 years back, 2015. So now we started working because you know that even if you discovered a medicine, immediately it will not go to the market. It has a BCGI, CTRI has lots of protocol that before going to the market you have to comply one, then another, something like that. So first thing is that after in vitro toxicity testing, you have to trial with the mice. So we created the hyperbilirubinemia mice. We created the bilirubin level over here, you can see. And then whenever we are giving the injection, in 2.5 hours, the bilirubin level is coming to the normal immediately. And then it is staying for 7 hours and again increasing. So if we just give the 2 injections in 6 hours interval, then the bilirubin level of this mice is remaining. So that was our first discovery. And it came to a very good journal called Nanomedicine. This is a double-blinded journal. It's a very good journal. And editor, in fact, wrote this name of the title of this paper's name. They said that it should be a symptomatic treatment of the jaundice. What is called symptomatic treatment? Like if somebody is having the fever, then doctor, if you go to the doctor give you the paracetamol. Even in the advertisement, they are saying that take the paracetamol. So what is paracetamol? Paracetamol is a molecule that if you take it, your fever will be reduced. So your fever will be reduced, like it is symptomatic, nothing. And then after reducing the fever, doctor will check whether this is infection or the inflammation, so on and so forth, something like that. So this is the symptomatic. But in the case of jaundice, right now the treatment protocol is that if you go to the doctor will cure your liver. And then 6 weeks is needed to cure your liver, and then your bilirubin level will be. So in the meantime, there is no means that you can decrease the level of bilirubin and stop crossing blood-brain barrier. So that was the problem. So this is the first medicine that we developed, and these are the details. I'm not going to that. The histopathology is telling that if you treat with this, that portal vein which is being blocked. So the portal vein which is being blocked, it is being cleared over there in the mind. So histopathology is telling that the system is working fantastic like that. So now we have an oral tablet for this medicine, and oral tablet. What if you use the GI tract to use the nanomedicine, then you can reverse the fibrotic liver. So right now the statistics came from WHO that in India, for 15 men, 3 are suffering from fibrotic liver, either alcoholic fibrotic liver or non-alcoholic fibrotic liver. So alcoholic fibrotic liver is good because if you reduce the alcohol, your liver will go to this normal. But non-alcoholic fibrotic liver that comes from the bad lifestyle and everything is very dangerous, and that was happening over there. And that's why people, the average age is increasing. Like people are becoming old in 50s, and all the activities is being decreased. And I am maintaining my age 27 years only. Every year I am just reducing 1 year age, so I'm okay because I am taking this medicine. So this is the good point. And another point that I like to tell you, that if you just coat a nanomaterial by a particular ligand, what you can do, you can make the drug to be targeted. So that was very important. So what is targeted medicine? Targeted medicine means if you go to the doctor will just put it on a scale and say, oh, you are 60 kilograms. So take this tablet, take it every day, 500 milligram, 2 times, and something like that. So if you are very, very intelligent, then you can ask that my problem is in the finger, and doctor has taken my whole body weight. So why? So he could only take this weight of this finger, not the body weight, because doctor knows that if you take medicine, so medicine will go to your entire body. So instead of going to heart, it will go to your brain, it will go over there. So this is their style. So that's why the body mass calculation is very, very important for this. So effective number of molecules to a target organ will be like this. Now, if you just use the targeted nanomedicine, so if you take it over there, everything will go everywhere, then ultimately it will be accumulated. The same amount will give you the local concentration to be very, very high. So that was the good point about the nanomedicine, so that we are doing, and it takes almost homeopathy dose. So I'll bring to this that what kind of dose that we are just giving to this, and you can do whatever you want to do. So from the business perspective, this is also very important because nanomedicine reached about 16 billion in 2015. So if somebody wanted to have a entrepreneurship or the spin-off company, so they are much more welcome because the pharmacy faculty or pharmacy students, so they have this opportunity. They can use the nanomedicine and they can cure the cancer. So we have patent, we have product also for the nanomedicine, and this nanomedicine can go to a particular cell, particularly cervical cancer cell, which is very normal to our women, Indian women. So this kind of nanomedicine can go over there and effectively deliver that doxorubicin. So doxorubicin is an anti-cancer cell, an anti-cancer agent without giving much side effect. So that was there. We have these are the details of this. This is going for this late set apoptosis. So that was there. So all the details we have done. We are also using the nanomaterial for the nanotheranostics. So what is called theranostics? Theranostics is a two-term joined together, therapy and diagnostics at one time. So we have used a Fe3O4 nanomaterial as a nanotheranostics agent, and this one will give you the PDT, photodynamic therapy, and as well as it will give you the MRI contrast agent. Like a first doctor will use the MRI and can tell that where the cancer is localized, and then give some photon on it, and immediately they will get the cancer to be killed. So that was there. So this is also something very important that antibiotic resistant superbugs that we are working, and we are using several nanomaterial for that. So photodynamic therapy that we are using. So zinc oxide nanoparticle, which is very close to Sunandan's work. So we are using this as a antibacterial agent, and we are killing the bacteria like that. So this is the stuff. And good point about the antibacterial PDT, like we can use NIR light. So which light you cannot see it by your eyes, so that light can be used for the PDT, and you can kill the bacteria. So some results are there. And these are this. So even the bacteria, this zinc oxide nanomaterial can go inside the bacterial cell and can kill the bacteria by using the ROS. These are the same scanning electron microscope picture, that how particularly biofilm can be disrupted by PDT, by zinc oxide PDT. So that was the details of that. I'm not going to the details because of this audience, mixed audience, the how it is working. Like you can make the homo-lumo transitions, you can channelize the electron over there, and you can create the ROH and can kill the bacteria. So that was there. So in one nutshell, I want to tell you that whatever particularly we are working right now, we are working for a unified mode of disease healing. And the same concept was given several years back by Hahnemann. So that the homeopathy, most of the people I know that they don't believe in homeopathy, but whoever is the believer, they know that same medicine can be given to different person and different diseases, but disease can be healed. So we are also working in that way. So a few years back, we wrote a review paper on the role of nanomedicine in redox mediated healing at molecular level. So that a few years back, we wrote review in this journal, Biomolecular Concept. And what was our idea that nanomaterial can be used as a healing agent, that it can heal by creating bond or breaking the bond, or it can also protect the bond or from disaster. So this will work uh, mm, as a prophylactic action, and this is curative action. So that we have done with this. And same nanomaterial can be used to heal hepatic problem, brain problem, heart problem, and this problem. So this is the unique way of healing stuff, because our target is the mitochondria, and mitochondria is the source of disease. So that everybody knows. So if you can balance the mitochondrial activity by modulation of the ROH, then you can do lots of stuff. So that was our idea. And what was our inspiration? So inspiration was something else. Inspiration was Samuel Hahnemann. You know, Samuel Hahnemann particularly said the highest and ideal cure is the speedy, gentle, and enduring restoration of the health by most trustworthy and least harmful way. So that was he said in 1755. Surprised to know that he laid down 3 laws, and first law is like cures like, and known as law of similars. So that was very important, and that's why in homeopathy people believe that first giving the dose, the same problem recur. So that was the law of similars. And second law is little bit debatable. They said that greater dilution is greater potency, known as law of infinitesimal dose. So that was there. Third law, the illness is specific to individual. So you see that he said in 1755, but today that individualistic medicine idea called personalized medicine is very much in the market. And gene therapy, like you have one a problem, take a gene, and a particular gene, you have another problem, you take gene. So every disease is different. So that concept was given by Professor Hahnemann long back. He was a, the history, he was a allopathic practitioner, and then thought that he cannot heal all the diseases by allopathy, and he made a new alternative medicine called homeopathy. So that was there. So we got something like that, like yours, like. So you see, this is also a very one of our work. The manganese make neurotoxicity. Like if you just give manganese chloride to a human being or the rat or mice, then manganism starts. Manganism means it's like a Parkinson kind of disease that they will just sever like that way. But if you just give manganese oxide, that is our nanomedicine, so what will happen that they can take the manganese material over there and cure the manganese or the Parkinson like stuff. So that we have proved over there. So it was like a law of similar, like a one will create the problem, and if you tweak this material in a different way, make a nano formulation, and it will go in a different way. I was talking to Sam in this afternoon after lunch, and Sam made a particularly molecule, but it is extremely toxic. He said, "Can you make a nano technology so that the toxicity can be reduced?" I said, "We can think about it, because this is the manganese. It was creating the manganism, but you just tweak a little bit, you will get that get out right, and it is giving you the new kind of addition." So we played with this kind of stuff. So we also got the global appreciation. So there was a Nature paper after publication a few years back, a few years after our publication, there was a Nature review. So they said reactive oxygen species as paleotropic physiological signaling. Who doesn't know that what is called paleotropic? Paleotropic means multiplex, one at a time, like a many thing at one time. So ROS is responsible for multiple, physiological signaling. So that was the Nature review came, and they said some word it was written over there. On the new front of redox medicine, the emerging field of ROS-based nanomedicine involving nanomaterials with ROS regulated properties holds promise for optimized therapeutic efficiency. And they cited 292. So 292, is our work. So all of my students are there, but only thing they converted my name to Kumar Sanu, not Kumar Sanu, like a Kumar PS. My name is Sumit Kumar Pal, but they made Kumar Pal Sumit, something like that. So my students said, sir, they converted you to Kumar Sanu. So okay, no problem. Instead of doing science, they wanted me to sing. Let's sing, no problem. So that was there. So it's a good appreciation that we got. And then our game starts. So we start working on that. So by using nanomaterial, we remediation Huntington disease, and it is under clinical trial. By nanomaterials, we did CKD, a similar kind of stuff, chronic kidney disease. By using nanomaterials, we exactly, compensate lots of problems, and that came in SES. And in other words, that this is very, very important. Like a oxidative stress, you can control with the nanomaterial. So this is called U stress, and this is called distress. If there is distress because of your problems, lifestyle, then this is very, very, bad, and it will kill you. So that concept was published in SES. So not only in mice, we collaborated with Stanford. Professor Bhutani is the name in the pediatric medicine in Stanford. So we collaborated, and you see that other than Professor Bhutani, nobody is there in US. So that means everything is done in my laboratory, and we have an animal house, but that was 160 kilometers away from Kolkata in a small village college. So that we made, and that was like a top class animal house that we are maintaining. So there we develop a drug called chemopreventive bilirubin encephalopathy with a nanoceutical agent. So that means we are talking about the brain damage by jaundice, so which is normal case. So we can do, and it was published in pediatrics. So that means the human stuff. So that medicine is already in the market. If you have money, you contact to this company. Company will give you that medicine, and it is in a large-scale clinical trial. So this is the called Manga Nano. The name is given by me. So it is a manganese and is a nano drops. So whatever is the case, that whoever is coming with a very, very high bilirubin, the baby, where doctors is giving 2 drops of this, and within 2.5 hours, the bilirubin level started. So that was there. Like, some people is coming from remote area of Baharampur to Kolkata. So in the ambulance, we just made 2 drops of that. So whenever it is coming to NRS hospital, so bilirubin is done almost. Most of the cases it is happening. So it is under clinical trial. So then after large scale clinical trial, we will approach for the pharmaceuticals license. So this is like a medicine. And let me change the gear a little bit. We are also working in development of the instrument. And always we work, I was talking to Sir. Sir told me exactly my voice, that we are not stuck in a particular field. We are just browsing. Wherever we are getting chance to be involved, we are writing projects. So I really like Sir. So here also there is a problem. If you want to involve, yeah. So this is the national problem. 200 children death per hour, not in per year, in my country. So this is the statistics given by not me, by UNICEF, and this report is a little bit old. Right now, children death declined to 250. 150. You can check with the Niti Aayog stuff, and that was the problem, because before they see their 21st of birthday, they are becoming dead. So that was this statistics in my country. And in producing children dead children, India is #1, and we are fighting Nigeria. So not in wrestling, not in cricket, not in football, who can produce more dead children. So that we are fighting. next to Nigeria. So that was really very matter of deep thinking or something like that. And people can say that, we are developing country, we can produce lots of dead children, no problem. But what UNICEF said that 30% of the children death either is happening because of the anemia, that is the less blood, jaundice, that is higher bilirubin level, or oxygen demand, like a SpO2 problem. 30% is happening over there. And these are in a category of preventable death. Preventable death means if you can detect that this is the problem and solution is with your reach, no problem with that. If you have anemia, give this blood. If you have the jaundice, put the phototherapy or give some medicines, or oxygen, give oxygen immediately to be solved. They will not become dead. So that's something like that. But this is the Indian doctor who is being overoccupied, something like that. So preventable death is not being mitigated at all. These are the statistics. People said that total CMR, like a child mortality rate, 55% is neonatal death, which is very, very important before they see their 21st of birthday. So they are done. And maternal mortality rate, because of the anemia, like whenever our pregnant women, that rate of death of women who are pregnant in India, maternal mortality rate is very high. 37% is taken care of hemorrhage, like a blood loss, something. And if somebody is having jaundice in their neonatal age, it is very dangerous. Like whenever baby is coming, whenever their body skin is yellow or they jaundice, they within 4 to 6 hours the jaundice has to be reduced. And if they crossed that thing, the bilirubin will cross the blood-brain barrier, go to the brain, and go for the cardiac arrest. The baby will become dead. And if not dead, if they survive from the cardiac arrest, sometimes parents can wish that why he is alive, he should be dead. Because whole life they have to suffer neuropsychiatric problems. They cannot talk, they cannot walk, something like that. So that was really problem. And they will become burden of our, really burden of our society, something like that. But even if doctor check that, this is the problem, go for the blood test. So blood test from the baby is really, really problem. It is not like me, I can give 200 milliliter blood in blood bank. Getting 2 milliliter of the blood from a baby, you'll be surprised. And most of the cases, it is not shown to the mother, because mother will say, let my baby be dead. Don't torture him. My nurses sometimes do like this. He will tuck, 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 tuck. Then blood comes, and from the test tube that they collect it. I'll show you something, because I told my doctor student to take a picture with their permission, without revealing the name of the baby. So I'll show this thing, that how this is very, very important. So this is like a blood test. And if you do like this, if somebody is suffering from jaundice, then every 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, you have to go to take this blood test with this kind of torturous way, something like that. So what is our development? Like we use the optical spectroscopic tools, and these tools particularly will give some light to the conjunctiva, like white portion of the eye, and it will be retro-reflected back. And whenever it is retro-reflected back, by using a spectrograph, you can check that what is the spectrum of the conjunctiva. If it is like that, it is normal. If it is like that, it is anemia. So you can detect anemia. Anemia means A, that means all. In Hindi also, it is all. Now, if somebody is having jaundice, their spectrum will be like green compared to normal. And that's why this syndrome we call J. In Bengali J, in English J, in Bengali J, in Hindi also J. And if somebody has a oxygen deficiency, how it looks, spectrum, this spectrum looks, the spectrum looks like that. This is the oxygenated hemoglobin and deoxygenated hemoglobin absorption speed. You see here that who is having the less SpO2, their spectrum is blue compared to the red. So now question to you, whether you are listening to me. Now, if I make a instrument which can detect anemia, jaundice, and oxygen deficiency in less than 3 seconds, and data can be transmitted to 8,000 kilometers, whether the doctor can say what to do in 3 seconds, like it's 9 seconds, less than 10 seconds, what to do, what should be the name of the instrument? Can you tell? Say J O. That means Ojeo. Ojeo means invincible. That means nobody can defeat. If you can show that this instrument is already in the market, I can buy a lunch. So 5 years back, this challenge came that maybe some instrument is there in the market. So maybe I will buy a lunch in the roadside dhaba. We did 300 rupees. Now, in past 8 years, we didn't find a single instrument which can do like that. So our confidence level increased in such a way that we can buy a lunch in a 5-star hotel. 3,000 rupees, no problem. Ready to take the challenge? No, she's laughing. No. Nobody will take because it is not there. So what happened whenever this thing came to the market, like a newspaper, after the publication newspaper, the minister came to my lab. The minister means Dr. Harshavardhan, he was a doctor. So said, Professor Pal, I heard lots of about this. And you know I am a doctor, so convince me. So you see, I am the poor guy, convincing my way, said this is happening, this is happening. But he said, convincing minister is very easy. They will come, take a picture and then go. And then forget about it. But convincing doctor is not a matter of jokes. So what happened? He sat and said, do it on myself. And you know I am a doctor, I know my body parameter very well. So if it is consistent with this, you are okay. Otherwise, that means better be careful. And my director and everybody was standing and seeing the jokes and everything, what was happening. So that day, he didn't say anything. Everybody was tense, except me. Why? If you do not tell anybody, then I can tell you. Are you ready? You will not tell anybody? Yes. Yes or no? 60% will leave. You tell everyone, then I will not tell. You will not tell anybody? Yes. 60% भी चलेगा, 30% भी चलेगा. So next day he tweeted one message to the nation. He said, signing a lamp into eye could reveal bilirubin content in blood. Tested it on myself yesterday in SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences. Everybody was happy. I was only happy because he was not confused with Bose Institute and SN Bose. Because he could say in Bose Institute, then our all is gone. So he said SN Bose National Center. That's why I was only happy. But why I was not nervous, let me tell you, that before I faced him, the two papers human being has been tested on this machine. So my conjecture was, my hypothesis was that if he is human, it will work. But if he is God, then I don't know, because it has not been tested on God. So that was, but he was very good human. That's why he got very good result. So if you are very good human, go to my lab, you will get very good result. So that was the simple step. So that was there, and we got everything. And this is the name of this logo. This is the copyrighted logo. That this is Ojeo. You can see Asian Bosch. You can see national flag, so on and so forth. And then he tweeted lots of stuff, and we got a Brazilian company to come. I went to Brazil to see their factory, that whether they can make it, and technology has been transferred, and everybody was happy. So right now the market is there. In Tripura government, they said that they will buy 7,000 pieces, and in Odisha government said that they will get 5,000 pieces for the Kalahandi region to test, so on and so forth. So who is everybody was curious. One time, the advisor to the Prime Minister's scientific committee, Professor Sood, so he's the chairman. He visited my lab, and then I was trying to show that what is going on. He said that he will brief to Prime Minister. So then lots of prime ministerial people came, my labs, and visited. So that was like it is running like that. And we have product launching, and we have Rashtrapati Award, and particularly Abdul Kalam Award I got. Lots of stuff because lots of money was given to me. And these are the details. I'm not going to the details on this. And, this is the particularly the machine is working. So in the Kolkata and other stuff. But one problem remains. If you are very intelligent, then you can ask, sir, you told us that you will reduce child mortality rate. And you said that your instrument is working on the eye. But this is the baby. They do not open their eye. So how to measure it? So you can ask. You didn't ask, you are very good, but you can ask. So sometimes they open their eyes, but with their mother. But doctors are not mother. But they are very good to give their nails like this, to do it. So we made another machine, and that was the international patent. And this patent particularly will take some time. Video? Yeah? Is it a video? No, no video. So you see, there is a conspiracy. It is also not allowing you to show. So what I should do? Stop. So
this machine become jealous of that.
I think so. Is that the problem? The instrument is also becoming jealous.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I will not bore you too much.
Sir, in future, are you trying to make a handheld device kind of thing?
And we got a NHM, National Health Mission project, for that one. That it's not a handheld, it's a pocket. It will be in the pocket. Test it.
Sir, you told that this manganese drop and reduce the bilirubin level. But there is one standard use already is sunlight or phototherapy. So how this can help better than sunlight therapy or photodynamic therapy?
You're right. So this is not a photodynamic therapy. This is called phototherapy. The sunlight or phototherapy. So phototherapy needs skin, and this is much more less effective for the Negro population because of the melanin. So it's not there. If there is a not direct sun, like some baby is having jaundice in night time, why is there is a sun?
Yes, my son
So,
had
yeah, and there is a BD light. There is a BD light, and BD light has also a problem. The dose is the problem. So it will not go over there, and if it goes to the eyes, particularly brain, the problem is that they can become blind. So there was this problem of the phototherapy. And phototherapy, the assessment of the phototherapy is again the problem. Like whenever you just go phototherapy, the normal assessment of the tremor scale will not work. So they have to go for the blood test. And if there is a preterm baby, blood test is very problem. So they have to go. The baby has to go to home with bilirubin. That was the
My
problem.
son went there.
Yeah, and this is very dangerous, sir. This, they have to go for this ER test every 6 months. That they have to go for the brain test, MRI test. So that we are doing. So
So in that case, the manganese therapy is better.
immediately in 2.5 hours, you can see that it starts changing. And still now there is a is there? Good, whole skin, please. So you see the same mechanism. Only thing that we are just using last, that they will become angry if I start saying from the very beginning. Right? Don't become angry, huh? I didn't do anything. Actually, it is showing from the pen stick. That's why it is taking time. See, you could copy, then
Okay, what about that? I think it is your entire research is there in this.
so that nothing is coming.
No, no, no.
I think that you wanted to feel that your research is lying on the whiteboard. You can write whatever.
Their research work is there, and that's why it is a huge number of slides.
Oh, okay.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be immediate if we just.
No, but the portion what you want to show will not come easily. It will take the same time.
Really?
It will take the same time. That slide is taking time.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead over there. Yes. Yeah. Full skin. So that was this details, and you can see that till now we tried with 5,000 people, 5,000 patients, and it is working fantastic. No problem with that. And this is the details of the blood testing and everything. So I'm not going to the details. This is the blood testing, and as I promised that I will show, but I will not show because it is not cooperating. That is the full stuff.
It's getting
You get a hang? So anyway, thank you then. So if you have questions, I can answer.
You're open to a few questions? I know you're all with the presentation. Anything?
Professor Malik, Professor Paul.
Yes, I can hear you. You want to meet?
Okay, yeah, I just want to know what is your future prediction for nanoscience medicine in health sector?
You want a long answer or the short?
Better to give short answer.
Is very good, sir.
Negative and positive part. If you go with the target specific, that is what we wanted. Many times it happened that target specific is always very difficult and economically not feasible. Is it true?
I disagree with you, sir, if you allow me, because
Yeah.
whatever thing that we make, the manga nano is very cheap. Like in the market, 125 rupees for 30 ml, and
Okay.
for one baby, it will purchase for 15 days.
Okay.
So that is the level of this thing. Still, we
Okay.
are making a margin. I will not
Okay.
tell you that how much margin that we are making out of
Okay.
that, but
Okay.
it is not. It cannot be made cheap. So let me disagree with that. Number
Okay.
two, sir, whatever you said, the same question was asked to Alfred Nobel few years back after discovery of the dynamite. So people said, sir, you discovered dynamite, people will destroy everything. So what do you think? So this is the good wisdom of the people, sir, that how
Very good.
people use the nanotechnology for the good or the bad.
Yes. Thank you, Professor Paul. I'm very happy to listen such talk from a professor like you from SN Bose Institute, because
Sir,
SN Bose Institute is one institute where you will find lot. Yeah.
Sir, isn't those National Center for Basic Sciences? No institute is there.
Okay, okay, but you are showing SN Bose Institute 125 years of centenary and all. That's the reason I said, because I said in Bose Institute mainly people come with a very basic studies, but you are the one which has come up with the application aspect. That is very important. I'm very happy that you have come all the way and to deliver very informative and very interesting talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Since you are making nanophysics and you are using in units, so safety efficacy justification can you give?
Yeah, so that is, you are very good. So why we didn't get chance to put the hyperbilirubinemia patient is basically the safety issue. So all toxicity assay has to be done first on really on cell level, like in cellular level called MTT assay, as Stan knows very well. Then after that in a preclinical model and bigger animals. So like a monkeys and everything. Then you will get chance to do to human being. Yeah, clinical one. So the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
Since you are marketing, but you are
All done. All done. Yes. And then we are repurposing the drug because that was done for the CKD, chronic kidney disease, and we are working for the hyperbilirubinemia. So again, it has to pass through DCGI, CTRI, everything. Then new drug. So even the repurposing of the drug needs all the things in my country, and we will not break any law.
and any regulatory body is there for nanotechnology safety regulatory body.
Again, repeat it.
Regulatory body.
In nanotechnology, there is no regulatory body. And in nanoscience, there is no regulatory body. But application-wise, there is a regulatory body. For example, if you want to do for ICAR, if you want to use for agriculture, there is a regulatory body. Whether it will be becoming a genetically modification or something like that, or after eating that fruits or the vegetable, something problem will happen or not. If you put it as a medicine, then there is a regulatory body. So application-wise, there is the child. But you can work whatever you want to do.
It's the regulatory approval for that.
For the research, no, unless you just work with a toxic element, like you want to work with uranium, then you need the regulatory body of the DAE, Department of Atomic Energy.
And for physical awareness for the how we can enforce for physical awareness.
Yeah, so first in the ethical, there is a two committee, one called scientific committee, and scientific committee will forward to ethical committee. And convincing scientific committee is very important. That your medicine, whatever you are proposing, will not make any harm to stuff, or whatever harm they will do will be much better than the effect. Like a cisplatin is a cancer drug. Cancer drug will bring lots of side effects. Like here we come, but still that can heal the cancer. So that's why ethical committee passed. that it will also create the problem, but the benefit is higher. Here, very good.
Like,
Yes, sir. Yeah. Or you can, sir.
yeah, other medicine we have process, no, single process, and this side effect. What about this? We have a same process or other side effect?
Sir, there is no medicine for the hyperbilirubinemia, only phototherapy, cellulose, or exchange, like a blood exchange, dialysis. No medicine at all. No medicine is still available. So that was the first symptomatic medicine for jaundice.
But what he is asking that is there any difference in dosage in cancer in kidney patients, in adult patients?
Yes.
You get two
Yeah.
drops for child, but is it only
The 2 drop for the child, the dose only for hyperbilirubinemia. Because for the rickettsia or for any kind of AKD or acute kidney disease, which is happening for this thing, the doses and procedure protocol is completely different. We go by protocol. So in the clinical trial, it is not called dose. Dose is whenever it is marketing, it is called by protocol. That what protocol and what is the observation rate.
these are under clinical trial?
This is yeah. So this one under clinical trials, and we got more than 150. So till now we stopped exchange around 75. So no exchange is needed. Exchange is dialysis process. So people are particularly Professor Bhutani from Stanford was very that even the 50% exchange if you can stop, that was very good, but more than 80% is stop. Yes, sir.
So is there any long-term side effect you are assessing?
Yes, this is called chronic toxicity. Chronic toxicity. Yes, we assess with mice, and with 2-3 years there is no toxicity because there is a physics or the nanoscience that each body knows how to excrete the nano particle. Then there will be no toxicity, chronic toxicity. But if body doesn't know, that will be a problem. For example, gold nanoparticle was stopped by FDA. You know why? Because people thought that gold is benign. If you just give a gold for the cancer treatment or something, nothing will happen. But the problem is there is not a single enzyme in our body who needs gold. Only our wives need gold. So no enzyme can take gold, no enzyme can take silver. But iron, everybody know, our body knows how to handle it. Manganese, we know this. So if body knows, no problem. But if body doesn't know, so that's why gold started making toxicity, and FDA has to stop.
We have to get like nanoplatinum, whatever, nanoparticle, whatever. Our
Biocompatible. Biocompatibility is very, very important. Bioavailability will later. First, let's say whether you are just making. Yes, sorry. You are absolutely right. It is a 3.5 nanometer, but if you that is the tail size of the inorganic. But if you do the DLS, you will get 9.5. Like we say ligand, you will get the bigger one.
Vary the size. What is the
Yeah, right. So if you vary the size, the problem is that volume to surface ratio will change, and higher size will not work. First of all, that in the microvilli region, it will be excreted through stool, so it will not go to blood. But whenever it is going below 10 nanometer, then that barrier has been crossed. It can go to the blood. So blood availability, like a blood level, for pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics, that we have to take care. That after giving, how long it is taking to come to this blood. That is very, very important. Number one. Number two, if you increase the size, the surface to volume ratio will decrease, the effectivity will decrease. So we cannot make larger one size. No. So that's why selectively we found that if you just make less than 2, that it will be dissolved. And if you make 3.5, it will not be dissolved or it will not be excreted faster. It can stay in our body.
So,
Yes, sir.
In one of your slides, sir, you this manganese nanoparticle can reverse fibrosis. fibrosis and cirrhosis. There are certain intermediate stages are here, which can convert to cirrhosis, and cirrhosis is to reversal. So, which stage of liver fibrosis can be reversed?
You are absolutely right. So actually, whatever we tested with that is a very short term, like a cirrhosis and the fibrosis as a grade. Whenever it goes to grade 3, we cannot be reversed. It will go. But in a grade 1 at 1.1 plus, we can go. And most of the cases, like a you see that grade, in order to make to 1 plus, it will take several years. But 2 to 3 can go to catastrophe. So liver disease is something like that. That if somebody is being detected and neglecting, if it's a control, then it will not go to the stage 2 at all. You can reverse back to the new lifestyle. But if you are not careful, taking alcohol or something like that, if it's an alcoholic fatty liver, immediately. And if there is some bacterial or fungal infection, particularly leptospira, hemorrhage kind of stuff, then
It is inhibiting the position of fibrosis.
yeah. So whatever it is doing, particularly, so whenever you are having the fatty liver, then your body stress or oxidative stress is very high. Our medicine is reducing the oxidative stress. As a result, liver is getting breathing space to recover. But it is a physiological change. Already, lump has been generated, fibers has been generated, that cannot be reversed. So that was the great thing.
Any other question? Last time we completed.
You are tired? My God, are you tired? 50% tired.
I have a small.
Yes, sir. Any, no small, big.
You have different nanoparticles, or different against different diseases. Do these pharmacodynamic actions are different or similar?
That's a very good question. Like, if I just make, citrate functionalized by titosan functionalized, the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics is completely different. Yeah, and also that it depends upon stain to stain. Like if I just go Swiss albino versus bulb C, so both are white mouse. It's completely different. So that means it is personalized.
So that's the beauty of this.
It's the beauty of this thing that what animals say. So I really like it.
Yes, any more?
Question? Are you tired? You're tired. Yeah. Good.
Sir, your formulation is immediately control the bilirubin level.
Yes.
But what about the curement of the bilirubin increase?
Again, last one.
Suppose anyone have bilirubin instantly, so your formulation can quickly maintain the bilirubin level. But how many days required is those?
Yeah. So actually, we got ethical permission to test 12 hours only. So per day, one dose, 2 drop per day. That is 12 hours. 12 hours, 2 drop we have to. Second day, most of the babies are discharged. Because they said that with the Billy light, as Sarah was telling, it was taking 4 days, but in 2 days they are being discharged. Only the ER test and everything, and we are telling to come for the follow-up, for the MRI and everything. So we are giving free of test, free of cost. Because they are really needing.
That means no recurrence is
No recurrence. And this physiological jaundice, there should not be any recurrence. Like unless that it's a chronic disease, chronic liver disease or something like that, there will be no. Because that all the babies are having bilirubin. Because fetal hemoglobin has to break down and go to this adult hemoglobin A. Hemoglobin F will be converted to hemoglobin A. So that was the physiological process. Whenever they will in mother's womb, there will be the fetal hemoglobin. So whenever they are converting the hemoglobin one to another one, that porphyrin ring is being broken. So porphyrin ring is broken, closed properly. That is porphyrin. Whenever it is broken, it is the bilirubin. So everybody will have the bilirubin. Only thing that excretion through the liver, as the liver is not mature, the problem is that liver function. So whoever is weak in liver, then their bilirubin started. Yeah.
So is this formulation only for child or adult also?
Adult we tried, but we didn't get permission to inject them. So that's why everybody died. Well, but neonatal, as this is the oral route, so we got the permission, and we got a very good result. Adult will also come. Yes, sir. One question was missing from that. You asked this.
Actually, I was asking the same question regarding the relapse.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. So for mice, whenever we damage the liver, the relapse is coming after 12 hours. You see, in 7 hours nothing is there, 10 hours there. 12 hours started. Again, we are giving the dose. But for neonatal, we didn't get permission to do the recurrence. Only single dose. Within the 2 days, 2 dose and 2 drops.
the follow-up, whether you have got any cases of brain.
Till now, with the 75 that we have done with CTRI permission, no relapses.
So after how many days?
We followed them till 3 weeks, 21 days. That is the neonatal period. After that, they are not neonatal, they are pediatrics.
So what is the LD50 value?
LD50 value of the manganese. I think that LD50 value is about 15 milligram per kg of body weight. Very high.
Yes, and formulation.
Formulation is a microgram, so it is much lower than LD50. But whenever we just created the mechanism, participate, so we did the LD50 in order to create the disease model.
So, there might be many questions popping up in your mind. I'm sure if you write to sir, he will respond. I as much as I know him, he will respond to your queries. So, we'll put end the session here now. So, I think, sir, with